We talked about how the Chiefs are eliminated from the playoffs. We knew they'd be eliminated from the AFC West even coming into this game against the Chargers. And the Broncos are the team that we thought maybe on Christmas Day, Christmas night, on Prime Video would be the ones to maybe hammer the coffin shut on the Chiefs. The Chargers did that for them. And now with Mahomes out, that makes that visit to Arrowhead potentially that much more winnable for Denver. But the Broncos just need to keep taking care of business themselves. And they entered this week in first place in conference, despite having the same number of wins as the Patriots, 11. And now they take on the Green Bay Packers, who are coming off of rousing wins in division against the Lions and the Bears. And they're the ones coming in with Jordan Love on fire. They're the ones coming in with a whole lot more of crucible playoff-type wins than Denver. They're coming in with the quarterback, yes, with more experience than theirs. And they're coming into Denver. And the Broncos just can't, unless it's against the Cowboys, no offense, put together 4 quarters of, as they say, complementary football. Offense and defense. Just can't do it. They'll pull something out of their orifice if they have to in the fourth quarter. But can they come up with a Donnybrook-type affair? You know Green Bay is going to make them play one of those. And sure enough, this game is a one-score game at halftime. And then the team that breaks it open is Green Bay. Just a minute and a half into the second half, and off goes Josh Jacobs for a monster touchdown run. And the Green Bay Packers are up in this game 23-14, 2-score game, just a minute and 1 second into the second half, a 40-yard dash for Jacobs. And that's when the Broncos turn things around and turn things to their brilliant quarterback in Bo Nix, who finds Cortland Sutton for a touchdown pass, and then Troy Franklin for a touchdown pass. The defense stands strong, forces the Packers to settle for a field goal to make it a 1-point game, and then R.J. Harvey, their rookie running back, who's playing well with J.K. Dobbins out for the time being. Maybe he even comes back. My goodness. And the Broncos, the team that everybody loaded the bandwagon for this year, have won 11 straight football games. They started, don't forget, 1-2 without trailing for a single second. They've trailed, again, they've trailed more in their 11-game win streak than they did in the 2-game losing streak at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, 0, right?
They lost at the buzzer both times, at the final gun, as they say in the NFL. In Indianapolis, and then against the Chargers. Man, oh man, oh man. Bo Nix, 4 touchdown passes. You have the floor.
I was able to learn in college that you're not going to win the game in one play. You're not going to win the game in one quarter. You got to piece it all together. And it may look ugly at times, but it really doesn't matter, and there's always a way to win the game. There's always a way at the end to win a game. There's always a way at the beginning. So you have to figure that out, and as a team, I think that's just what makes really good teams. Together, they figure out the way, and they just go out there and do it.
A 4th career game for Bo Nix with 4 more touchdown passes. I think we have a graphic to support this. The only individuals with more such games in the first 2 seasons in NFL history are named Dan Marino and Patrick Mahomes. Heard of them?
Yeah,
in terms of more such games in Broncos history, the only ones who have that are named Elway and Peyton Manning.
I would have guessed
they're in the Hall of Fame.
Hey now,
not too shabby.
Craig Morton
not too
didn't do
shabby.
it, Rich?
And let's not forget when he says, learning college, 61 starts in college football. 61. Think about all the kids being drafted in the NFL these days who come in and how long it will take for them to get 61 starts in the National Football League. That's how Nix can avoid the sacks. He can make some plays. Obviously, he's going to have some playoff games and at home, one would think, to come. But check the box, man. Everybody thought that he was the consolation prize in that first round a couple of years ago that Sean Payton was just left with. He just had to take the kid because if he didn't, they were not going to have any quarterback. Right? Dead cap and Russell Wilson having this kid come in. And everybody thought, oh, well, Sean Payton, this is a nice parting gift for you from the first round of the draft. And what a combination those two have been so far.
Appreciate Coach for letting me be my authentic self, and I appreciate him for letting me be competitive. And he hasn't taken that fire away from me. I appreciate the opportunity that he's given me, and I think together we got something going right now. And I thought at the same time he's extremely competitive himself. So I always wanted that. It's just a coach that was going to compete for me, compete with me, and go out there and just let me play, and that's what he does. And I think it's working, and we're going to continue to find ways to make it work even more.
Now, again, I know wins for a quarterback stat is dicey. For instance, Joe Burrow got the win in week 2 that he left in the middle of the game, right?
Right.
Jake Browning finished up. By the way, Bengals beating Jacksonville in that game. Look at where they both are right now.
Yep.
But that said, with Sean Payton and Bo Nix connecting, Bo Nix, since 1950, since the middle of last century, tied for second most wins in the first 2 seasons of a career with Luck, Dak, Big Ben. And he's one ahead of Marino. And if they win out, which is a tall order, they've got Jacksonville at home, Kansas City on the road, and, of course, the aforementioned Chargers game that could be for all the marbles at home in Week 18. He would pass Russell Wilson for most in the NFL since the middle of last century. Sean Payton's out of his skull. Happy about this.
Right.
Hit it.
He loves playing, and so that's contagious. And that's a really good trait for a player at his position. And his teammates feel that. You remember, for 15 years, I had one personality, and they couldn't be more different from a personality standpoint. And then I've had the good fortune of coaching others, but it's learning him and him smiling even when we're down. I mean, there's just a competitive nature about him that's refreshing.
The other quarterback he's referring to, just in case you're wondering, is Drew Brees. Could have been Jared Stidham, but I think he's referring to Brees.
I think you're right.
Definitely not Russ. Because, again, when they dead cap Russ, I think I sat in this very chair and I said, good luck. Because when you have a rookie quarterback, you want to win in the rookie contract. When they're not making all that money, they're not making the gajillions, and you then have enough money to spend on other players to support that kid and win in the first contract. That's the money. That's the mother lode. When you draft the quarterback and you win in the rookie contract, if you win multiple times, oh my goodness, then you've hit the jackpot. But how are you going to do that when you're still paying another quarterback that gajillions of franchise quarterback money, like it's a second, third contract? They were paying Russell Wilson. How are they going to pull that off? Well, guess who's the first to the 12-win club, and Bo Nix's second year as starter there? The 2025 Denver Broncos, who have a real shot to win this conference give everyone a week off and then have everybody have to come to the Rocky Mountain Air. And the number of times that Sean Payton mentioned in his post-game press conference that they wanted to play with pace, bringing the Packers into their building in the thin air. Again, last time there was a Super Bowl in Santa Clara, Super Bowl 50, the Broncos went and won it. Got to feel really good about themselves right now. And they're real. That was a real W against a tough team. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app, 12 to 3 Eastern.